Hey, what's up guys? A lot of the videos that do reasonably popular on my channel have to do with TRT plus, such as adding Masteron to TRT level testosterone, where that's around 100, 150, 200 milligrams a week. But I'm going to, and in the past I've advocated for doing a TRT plus with just Masteron, which I still do, but I'm going to tell you a new one that is, it's TRT plus, but it's going borderline HRT as well. Like, I know it's a bit of a gray area to distinguish if there's a difference, if any, between those two, because HRT is essentially like hormone replacement therapy. It's the same, it's just adding other hormones than just testosterone, and it's not necessarily like you're replacing Masteron. Your body doesn't even produce that anyway. So it's this is like a TRT plus cycle that I'm going to advocate for, and the reason why I'm going to do that is what I'm currently doing now. And even though I'm still like within 2 weeks of starting it, the effects have taken place, and I'm confident this is a good one for a lot of guys out there. So hear me out. The protocol for a TRT plus that I recommend, this is granted you want to keep testosterone levels low for whatever reason, because otherwise you could just go test only cycle and do a little bit higher testosterone, and that would be okay for a lot of people too. But a lot of people, once they reach like the 300 mark, depending on body fat percentage, they might run into estrogenic side effects. So this one is perfect for no estrogenic, or low anyway, estrogenic side effects. So it's going to be 150 test, okay, solid baseline of testosterone, base TRT level base testosterone. Second of all, you're going to add 150 milligrams, so 1-to-1 ratio of Masteron to that, okay? And then third, you're going to start with 100 milligrams of NPP, but granted, how you tolerate it, within 2 to 3 weeks, you bump that up to 150. So it's just a 1-to-1 ratio of, oh shit, I missed my exit, but it doesn't matter. 1-to-1 ratio of testosterone to Masteron to Nandrolone, all at 150, okay? So in total, that's just shy of a half gram of gear, which for a lot of people might seem like that's a lot, which, you know, it's getting into the territory now where it's starting to be an actual cycle, right? It's an actual cycle right there. But it's not like you're doing a cycle with higher like than 300 testosterone. You give us high 300 testosterone and adding the other compounds and maybe a little bit more Masteron, then it's like a proper cycle right there. So the thing about this one is, okay, you're keeping the TRT low, and you're even keeping the Masteron relatively low. Like 150, I would say that's like, I wouldn't even recommend doing lower at all of 100 than 150 Masteron. For me, that's just, it's almost pointless to do like 50 or 100 milligrams of Masteron. You could. I'm not saying you can't do it, but it's almost pointless. So 150 Masteron is going to be where I recommend, and you can even add a little bit more. I'd even consider bumping that up to 250, maybe towards the end of the cycle. And this is the beauty about this. You can run this cycle for a longer time than like a normal blast cycle, right? I wouldn't say run it indefinitely, but if you got your blood work done after the second or third month and it's like totally clean, totally sparkly clean, fine, then there's no reason why you can't run it for another month or two, right? I was going to get this towards the end of the video, but I'll might as well address it now. There might be, the only thing I could see being skewed in your blood work is a slight elevation of hematocrit. So obviously you don't want to have, or like red blood cell count, obviously you don't have too thick of blood, but if it's on the higher end of it, of like, you know, you have slight elevated, but it's not in the danger zone, that's totally okay. That's totally okay, especially for a duration of a few months. Then you can go back to your TRT if it's slightly elevated. Maybe you don't want it, that's why you don't want to be running this indefinitely. You don't want to have slightly thicker blood indefinitely, because the long-term consequences that you might get left ventricular hypertrophy, because your heart's beating harder to pump the blood through your body, and as a result, you might the muscle on your left ventricle might get slightly more developed. And that's no good, because you're going to have a lower output volume being pumped out. But anyway, that's a side note. Let's go back to the cycle and the benefits of this cycle. So you're getting the benefits of Masteron. Okay, a little bit more muscle hardness. Definitely a sex drive increase. Slight anabolic effect. I think Masteron was around the 50 or 60 mark. It's like 50 or 60% anabolic than testosterone is, which is still something, right? But the main thing is it's the characteristics of the Masteron that's going to be the key aspect of it. Dry you out a little bit more, harden you up a bit. It's totally aesthetic look. The Nandrolone is going to add then the fullness to the muscle. So you're not going to be as flat. You're going to have a bit more 3D effect, a bit more strength, so your gains are going to be better. And joint lubrication and well-being as well you get from Nandrolone. And it's way below the threshold, I believe, of any really negative side effects. But again, you start with 100, then within a few weeks you bump it up to 150, and say you run into a little height anxiety issues or whatever. Some people might be more receptive to that, those negative side effects than others. But sorry, the sun ray glaring in my eyes. Then you just drop it back to 100. 100 milligrams on top of 150 of testosterone. That's Nandrolone is slightly more anabolic than testosterone, so it's almost like you're running like 300 milligrams of testosterone, 250 to 300, and then with the Masteron. Wait a sec. Yeah, with 100 milligrams, it's like you're gonna be around 300, but at the like 150 1-to-1 ratio, Nandrolone to testosterone, it's more like you're gonna be running 350 testosterone. So getting into proper cycle territory, but it's one that I think this is like the safest, safe cycle, really safe cycle you can do. It would be maybe a little safer if you just stuck to test in Masteron. That might be totally good too, but the Nandrolone's going to it's going to be the one that takes it up a notch, but it's not going to be like too crazy either, right? So I think this is what I'm doing right now. I'm going to run it for a month or two and see how it goes, and then get my blood work done again with my my TRT, and then I have to do that every few months. And then once I get the blood work done, then I'm going to boost my test levels up for like 2 months, maybe 3 months, for the end of the duration of this cycle, and then drop it down. So then I let it clear for a month, let the test clear for a few weeks to a month, and then have to do the blood work potentially again. Because I don't know, little side note, I don't know if my clinic would like it too much, and my test levels were through the roof, super physiological. They might then try to prescribe lower test, and I don't want that. So yeah, that's it. And the other thing you could sprinkle on top of this cycle, but again, we're just getting to a cycle, is a little bit of Anavar on top of that. But it's not like you even need much, like 10 milligrams pre-workout. They do something. 10 milligrams pre-workout of Anavar will do something. I would say 20. I've done 20 before for months. Like 6 weeks, and I got a lot of gains from that. But proper Anavar, I think like 50 milligrams. But again, it's not TRT plus anymore. We're not in TRT plus territory here. So I'm thinking this TRT plus territory, and even that is we're kind of going outside of that. But people who are on the TRT and who are inquiring about the TRT plus, that's why I'm getting a lot of interest on my videos of ones that I made. This might be something that might interest you. You might end up just doing 50 milligrams of Nandrolone on top of the Masteron, and I think that would be fine too, because 50 milligrams is like more than 50 milligrams of testosterone. So it's like, instead of bumping your test up from 150 to 200, which you're going to get more results on, you can add 50 Nandrolone, and it will do something. But I think the lowest threshold, I would start with 100 though. I wouldn't be too afraid of the Nandrolone, guys. I know it's got a bad rap that you get limp dick and shit. You're not going to get that. That's due to prolactin issues when you run it a little higher. So don't worry about that. The only thing to worry about with it is the hematocrit, higher red blood cell counts. But again, that's where you just get the blood work, and if it's like slightly elevated, then whatever. It's like you running your car and like your RPMs up to the orange, right? Instead of just keeping it green all the time. Green will keep your car engine last a little longer if you just do nothing but green, keep it in low revs, right? But you bump it up to 4,000 or 5,000 revolutions per minute type thing, and getting a little up there. But then you go up to like 8,000. It's like, and you're gonna burn your transmission or car engine out, right? So you don't want to be doing that. We're not destroying our bodies in the process for a little extra gains. So that's what I'm gonna say. I think this is my new ideal TRT Plus. I'm just going to go out there and say it. So what do you guys think? Leave in the comments section below. Peace.